Hi, this is Dan Cortopassi of TSG Multimedia, and today I'm reviewing an N-scale GP35 from Atlas. GP35s were first built in the 1960s. Many of them are still running today. This is an undecorated model that has an MSRP of $119.95. The detail on the model is very good. This represents the Phase 1B version. The main spotting feature on this version is that there are fewer door latches on the doors below the dynamic brake area. The model has molded-on fans on top, which are very nicely rendered. It also has molded-on grab irons and class light detail. The class lights are non-functional. The pilots also feature molded-on details. One thing I like, since I prefer more modern times, is that they're modeled without footboards. They do have the pilot beam, which is pretty common to GP35s. Another nice feature of this model and some other Atlas models is that the walkway and handrails are actually separate parts. As you can see here, they're molded in black plastic, whereas the rest of the shell is molded in gray. When you disassemble this, those come apart from the rest of the shell, so it makes it a lot easier to paint the model, especially if you had a paint scheme where for some reason the walkways were a different color than the rest of the body. The model features Accumate couplers. The coupler height was correct on both ends. The back of the model does feature lighted number boards. Depending on the paint scheme you're using, you may want to paint over these. The model picks up electricity from all 8 wheels, and all 4 axles are powered. All of the wheels were in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. The model weighs 2.7 ounces. I wasn't able to register any pulling power on my force gauge, however the model would drag the force gauge down the track, so I suspect maybe my force gauge is not sensitive enough. The model is set up so that the lighting board can be replaced easily with a DCC decoder for those wishing to do so. I'm running it on DC power. It's very smooth and quiet. This model has really nice low-speed characteristics too. I'm going to hold the model in place so I can show what the lights look like. The model's light board is equipped with LEDs. This is a really nice model and I'm very impressed with how well it runs. GP35s are still pretty common, especially on short lines. So I could see someone wanting to paint this in an older color scheme as a mainline road locomotive or in a newer color scheme as a short line engine, and it would work well either way. I can't really find anything to fault with it, so I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 spikes. If you or your company make a product that you'd like us to review, please drop us a line at reviews@tsgmultimedia.com.